Hey guys, it's Faerie Grace. I'm looking a little rough right now because we are redoing our office. So we are in the middle of hanging things, making things, piecing things together. So hopefully you'll see a beautiful background and a beautiful office the next time we talk. But I want to encourage you, if you have someone that has passed away or someone you love and you want to pay homage to or remember them, two things, quality versus quantity, quality versus quantity. So sometimes as Americans and as human nature, we want to save everything and keep everything. But what really ends up happening is it's making us live too much in the past and not letting us have the spirit of creativity and our mind going and moving forward into the next step, the next chapter, the next generation. So quality versus quantity. So quality versus quantity. And what I mean by that, my first husband, Bradford, when we got married, we had tons of stuff from our parents' house from all the years of being 18 and collecting things. And you don't want to take so much of your past that you're not living in the moment and making positive steps and leaps and bounds for the future. So what I said we could do is buy the biggest container. Okay, you can't see how big that is because I got out of the shop, but buy the biggest container you can at the store, like the Rubbermaid and any other off-brand, but big plastic containers. And get the biggest one we could, which I'm telling you to do, and fill it up with all your mementos and all the things that you want to keep from your past life, your previous life, and limit it into your new home, into your new chapter. So that's what Bradford and I did. I bought the biggest container I could get at the store, and then I had us both fill up with all of our mementos. So whatever we wanted to keep, as long as it fit in there, then that was enough. And again, you're thinking of quality versus quantity. You do not need to save everything, because all it's going to do is wreak havoc in your mind and clutter and dust, and you will limit and stunt the growth of the moment and growth of the future and growth of where you're going, because you're carrying too many things. You're having too much in your house, so you need to keep it clean and simple. And I'm a firm believer of this saying, a firm believer of this. Have a place for everything. Everything. Have a place for everything and put everything in its place. If you have that, you will always have a clean and an organized home. It can get out of order and disarray, but you can quickly clean it up and get it ready to go. So I'm not saying that I don't have craziness at times, more so than not, but I can quickly put it back in order. And if you think about places like hotels or preschools, even though there's so much going on and there's so much traffic and so many people coming in and out and doing their business, it's still not out of control, or it at least can get back in control. And that's because hotels and daycares and schools, they have a place for everything. They have a system, they have a structure. And that's what your home needs to be. Like, your home needs to have a structure, it needs to have a plan. My dearest Christina, she used to be my accountant when I had my business Faerie Grace Entertainment years ago, and I loved her. I wish I could clone her and have her for every aspect and every facet of my life. But she told me, have your space work for you. So that's what me and my sweetheart are doing in rebuilding our office. Have your place work for you. So if you know that this is your office, you need to have the essentials that an office should have, because you will need it. You need a stapler, you need paper, you need a printer, you need a computer, you need writing utensils, whatever the purpose of your office is. If it's a art studio, you need art supplies, you need them in a certain space. And so have a place for everything and put everything back in its place. Reset, I call it the reset button in our lives. That our castle, we need to have the reset button. Our castle is our home. Your home should be your sanctuary. Your home should be a place that you want to go, that you are inspired to go. I always tell people, I believe someone coined the phrase staycation, like stay at your home. I always tell people, instead of going on vacation one year, or if you have extra vacation time and you've already been on an exotic or wonderful family vacation or trip, take some time off to make your castle your paradise. Sometimes we go on these vacations and these hotels and we think they're amazing, and they are, but we need to make where we live every day amazing and how we want it. We need to make it inspiring. So back to the premise, we are rearranging our office. We're having it feng shui, and we're having it the right tone and the right vibe, everything, and a prayer time, just where we can come in and we just feel relaxed and creative and ready to go. Like nothing should be in this space except something that we need. It's functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't look right, I always say from years ago, if something doesn't make you smile, get rid of it. So anyhow, so we're rebuilding our office, and I wanted to pay homage to my mom who recently passed away, and she actually, for a short time, last month, we had our office here and then we moved it out to bring her quickly home. And as I was going through the stuff that she brought, I wanted to pay homage to her. I wanted to respect her. I wanted to keep her memory and her spirit alive. Not really her spirit. That sounds like creepy stuff, like ghostly. But, keep her spirit of who she was alive. And I had given her, we call these a fuzzy. See that cute little thing? Okay, it has been through stuff, but that's an inside thing between me and my mom. This little fuzzy has been through stuff, but it was something that I had given her and something that is a staple in my childhood from my Oma, my grandmother that used to have these. So this is something that I had given my mom, and he has a cute little story with him, and she had kept him. And when she moved in our house and we relocated her, she still had this in her stuff. So I went through her stuff and I was like, oh, little chocolate guy. So how I can pay homage and honor my mom is also make this practical. So it has sentimental values, but think about this. What are you doing with the stuff that's sentimental? Like someone's passed on, or someone you love or care about has given you something. Normally we're doing nothing with it. So something needs to be practical, it needs to be functional, it needs to make you smile, it needs to have purpose. So this little guy's purpose is to remind me of my mom. But normally we'll just put it in a drawer, in a junk drawer. It'll get junk drawer, or get lost. You never see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fancy glue gun, because everyone should have a glue gun. And I'm taking a fancy magnet that my sweetheart bought me a long time ago. I forget why, but he bought me a pack of magnets, and voila. I don't want to see the magnet behind him, so I'm going to squeeze it down. So now he's a functional piece. Now, if I had time or premeditated this, I would have actually saturated this magnet in glitter, right, Lainey and Mops, Tammy Lady? They knew I love glitter, and glitter was forbidden there. But I would actually have coated him in gold glitter. So the little bit you see of the magnet would be, because that makes me smile. Glitter makes me smile. So now I have something that's paying homage to my mom. It's not lost in a drawer. It's not collecting dust per se. And boom, little chocolate man is a magnet. So something else you can do is we get this with our kids and people we love. We get artwork, right? But we have too much artwork. I hope you didn't check that background out because we're in the middle of doing stuff. But my mom, this meant a lot to her. She drew it, not drew it. It's one of those coloring books, but she colored it. I actually love the colors that she chose. And that saying meant a lot to her. It says, "Your guilt-free status as my follower is good reason to be joyful each day of your life." So that meant a lot to my mom. It doesn't really speak so much to me, but for some reason my mom loved it. She had it in her room when she came here. She had it and I hung it up for her, and she would smile at it and she would comment on it like it was a staple piece in her life. So I got that and I said, I need to find a frame. Well, yellow is her favorite color, and oddly enough, yellow is not my favorite color, by the way. It's like up there with purple, like just two colors don't need to decorate with. But I found a yellow frame, which my sweetheart said, oh, it's your mom's favorite color. And I bought it at IKEA today. And honestly, I think it came out great. Well, I'm really big and not just like one, but I like things in three. But I didn't want to overdo it. But I found this one that said that my mom also did in her stuff when I was cleaning it. It says, "The past cannot be changed, but you have my help in the present and my hope for the future." And also it was in the frame. Now those frames were only $1.49 at IKEA, so you cannot beat that. And I just threw them in for 2 seconds, so they're in my office. But that's it. Like, you don't need a lot to remember someone or pay homage and respect to them. You can just have a memento, a token, like our little chocolate guy right here. Bink. you know, it's something that's going to remind me of her. And it's also going to be functional because I need to hang stuff up. I need to send a card to Deborah Summers and Barb from BPW. So that will remind me of that. And I'll use a little magnet. So I want you to go through your house and I want you to get rid of the crap that you do not need. It doesn't make you smile. Out, donate it, give it away, send it to someone else that it's meant for them. If it doesn't make you smile, get rid of it. If it doesn't have a purpose or a function, then you really need to think how you can give it a purpose or a function. Can you make it like the pictures of my mom? Can you make it into artwork? Can you make it into a magnet? Like these little magnets, they come in all different shapes and sizes at Walmart. They're fantastic. And a hot glue gun, like you can make anything with a hot glue gun. And remember, quality over quantity. So keep a couple key pieces, maybe from someone that's passed on or someone that you love and admire and they're still alive, or from your past life. Sometimes we have different past lives after a divorce or after an empty nester after children leave. Nester, did I say that right? I try to talk real fast so these videos aren't so long. But do something like that. One of our children created this notepad. The grandma created this notepad for him. So what I did is I took these magnets and I glued magnets on the back, and I actually put it on our refrigerator so that we had a notepad to write immediately when we run out of something in the kitchen. Write it on the board. Eggs out, milk out, cereal, whatever, fruit, smoothies. Like write it right then and there, because we already know when you write things down, it actually happens, like you actually follow through with it, or you actually remember better. Because when you write things down, it triggers 3 parts of your brain: your conscious, your subconscious, the action mode that's like, okay, how can we get this done? Speaking it out into the atmosphere, just your memory, the cognitive and the frontal, I don't know, we'll talk science words later. I'm rusty on that. But write it down. So if maybe a kid drew a picture, you can do what Grandma Marilyn does, and she gets the kids' drawings printed on notepads. So now you have it forever. There's like 50 sheets on here. You can pass them out as gifts. You can remember your kid and honor them of who they are and when they were that age. And then also pass them out as gifts while you're still honoring your child and who they were at that time when they made that. Or you can add magnets to it, and it can be shopping lists and anything else, or hang it on board so you can write things and rip the paper off as you need it. I'm Faerie Grace. You're amazing. I hope you got some good tips. Remember, have a place for everything. Put everything in its place. Get rid of it if it doesn't make you smile, and give everything a purpose. And make sure in your room, whatever the purpose of that room is, you make your space work for you. As Christina from HLC Accounting, I'm a little rusty on her name. Sorry, Christina. And Krista, they're twins. I love twins. I don't know, I've just always loved twins. Have your space work for you. So if you know you're in an office, you need office supplies, get supplies that make you smile. I'm Faerie Grace. You're amazing. Comment below maybe some of these tips you've done.